It's only when you open the box that they collapse.
Check, check. Is this thing on? Maybe I should actually plug in my headphones. Hey everybody, welcome to the ZCAST, the customary headset adjustment. It is Matt EZ with the ZCAST. How's everybody doing tonight? Or today, or this morning, whatever it is for you. We're worldwide. We cross all time zones, right? So, we are hopefully going to start out with some interesting stuff here in a bit. Oh my god, all-nighter. I hate that shit. Can't do it anymore. Nope. So, more power to you, my friend. Start it off with a bang. Let us talk radio and hopefully play radio. Got the 746 set up here. What we are trying to do, there's supposedly a net starting up sometime soon on the 40 meter band, and it uses a very interesting mode called Hellschreiber. Thank you. Yes. They had hats for $5 at Target. I got 3 of them, different colors. So I'm very autumnal, I think is the term. Yeah. So. So what we're gonna do, pipe the radio through a little bit, and hopefully we will get some stations here in a little bit, coming through some digital beep boops, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. What we got is this mode is, we've played with it before years ago on the cast. It is a simulation of paper tape. So if I open it up, you can see how it looks like a paper tape scrolling across the screen. It used to physically actually be paper tape. Now we just use a computer to simulate it. But it was invented by the Germans in the late 30s. We'll just leave it at that. And we still use it today, now and then. You can do it on a computer very easily. So hopefully, if my time zones are right, we will get some people on there, and do a little chit-chat. This is very cool stuff. So, nothing so far, so I'll kill the audio. And we'll just wait for something to come up. I can kind of look at it on my screen here, and then hopefully we'll get some people spitting some RF here in a little bit. So that's what the plan is. I don't even know if this schedule is still accurate. Hams are really notorious for having ancient, out-of-date websites, so we will see. If nobody shows up for that net, we will spin the dial and look for some other stuff. So, what have I been up to lately is talking on my radio. So I have got a 7-day streak for talking to people on the radio. My little logging program keeps track of it for me. So I have chit-chatted with some folks every single day. So, yay, I'm happy. Got the bug, very much so, once again. So I'm having a good time. So we will talk to some people here in a little bit, hopefully. Going camping on Sunday night. I'm very excited about that. Sadly, it will clash with the Sunday session, so I may do Monday instead and do a little post-mortem. I thought about, well, now that I think about it, maybe I can stream through my phone and tether? I don't know. I've never tried that before. Maybe I should try that on Saturday or something. See if it works at all. Because I'm going to a relatively nearby campground and they got cell service and everything. That's not a problem. So maybe that would be fun. I can do a live chili stream or something. That would be fun. I wonder how much data is even on my plan. I got one of those T-Mobile prepaid plans, but it works fine. I think I got like 8 gigs on there, and I never use it for anything. Never ever. So maybe I can do an hour or something. I'll have to try that out. Um, so that's a thought. But I'm definitely bringing the radios, definitely setting stuff up, and I'll be making a video out there. So even if I'm not live, I will have a fun little YouTube to upload the next day or so, of my antics and adventures. Because I had a lot of fun doing that the last time. It's kind of awkward to set up a camera and do a shot and move the camera and do a shot and stuff. Those YouTubers, they bust their ass. Let me tell you, it is a lot of work just doing all the shot framing and the camera setup and, oh, you need a light over here and all that. It's hard enough here in the studio where I have everything like hardwired and my camera's all in one spot. But those guys that do it like out when they're freaking camping, insane. Lots of work. So I've developed a slight bit of newfound respect for like camping YouTubers. So they work hard. Yeah, I like the idea of the chili stream. I might do a soup. I don't know. I did chili the last camping trip. So maybe we'll do a nice soup. Somebody posted a nice recipe for a potato and kale and sausage soup. Um, so I got some ideas brewing. So we'll see. And I'm still looking at the radio. Sadly, it's just white noise. No folks on. I'm going to pull up the page real quick and see if maybe I got the time wrong. Ooh, my keyboard's so clacky. Let's see, that's Europe. (9 p.m. Eastern, right? Oh, 7:097. By Jove, I think it's there. Alright. He's in 105, okay. So. Yeah, we have action, okay. And actually. That's what it sounds like, and then if we tune in, we have to get the right mode for this. So that is going to be... I think it's 105? Doesn't look right though, so let's try another mode. Let's just try regular health. Okay, that's not it. Not slow. It's not that 245 mode. It's not that either. Oh, that's definitely not it. Well, I wonder... Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to wait for them to end their transmission, because at the beginning and maybe the end, they're going to transmit a little ID string that's going to switch my program over to the correct mode. So we'll just let them grab it. LARPing is absolutely allowed. One of the most fun nights that I've ever heard was like a Sunday night, where this guy was DMing a little tabletop game for kids, right? So everybody, all the grandpas on the radio, got their grandkids in the room, and one of the granddads DM'd, and it was a very simple, very basic tabletop game. Just like 1d6 and stuff like that. And he just told a story basically, and then asked the kids, "What should we do?" And they're like, "We should get the key from on top of the cabinet and stuff like that." It was really cool. So yeah, you don't have to keep it non-fictional, I guess you'd say. Obviously, you don't want to impersonate. You still gotta have your ID and stuff like that for legal reasons. But there's no problem at all with having a little having a little RP sesh on the air. That's fine too. I'm still just deadly curious why we can't pick this dude up. FSK Hell 105. But that can't be right. Oh wait, I think we're tuned into the wrong signal. Okay, here it is, here it is. So I'm going to use my filters on the radio here. We're going to cut that low tone out because that's another station. This is what we were looking for. So we're going to cut out as much background noise and other stations as we possibly can with our filters. Really narrow it down there. And here we go. So you see, it's like a paper tape, and this used to be an actual paper tape that would come out of a machine, and to transmit a message, you would type it out on a long paper tape that a special typewriter, and then feed it into this machine. It had a little electronic eye, it was a tube. It was really primitive. And it would basically, like, it scans vertically as the tape goes across over and over, kind of like a VHS tape, if you know how those work. And then just one tone is dark, the other is light. And if you have a paper tape printer on the other side, they used a like primitive thermal printer with the same speed and everything. It would print out the message that was fed into the other end, and using only a boring, ordinary audio channel, basically telephone quality. So he's just chit-chatting, really weak signal. Let's see here. Make sure my antenna's tuned up and good. N3GTY there. So it's a slow method, but it was a way to transmit text 80 years ago. Very closely related to fax machines. You can also send faxes on the air. It's very rare, but you can do it. Because again, it just goes over a telephone, right? And anything that you can send over a telephone line, you can send over a radio, is the general rule. So let's find this dude, N3GTY. What a nice fella. Some little radios that he's built and some interfaces and cool boxes. Very nice, very nice. Cool. So that's the guy that's typing right now. Spent the day shampooing carpets. I wish the signals were a little bit stronger, but he is... Where is he? Oh my god. I gotta log in. Pennsylvania. I think I've talked to this guy before on this mode. I remember Mechanicsburg. I think he's a regular. Try to tighten those filters up. The less noise that's around the signal, the better you're going to do. Ouch, my back is killing me. Let's see if anybody else shows up here. Oh, the other guy is Canadian. That's cool. That was Nargle getting up if you heard a little rustle. Time for a snack. Yeah, she's got a little food left. She eats so much, y'all. 5 cans of food a day. 5 cans. It's ridiculous. So if you notice, this is printed twice, and that's by design. Because if your radio is off-tuned a little bit, this will be slanted. And one neat thing about our brains is that no matter what the alignment is of 2 lines of text, if they're identical, as long as you can always see one character, you can read it fine. My stuff's calibrated and tuned in pretty well, so they're flat. But if it was off frequency, it would be slanted a little bit, but you would always be able to get at least one full line of text because it's exactly twice the height of the characters. So that's why it doubles up like that. A little bit less speedy because you have to scan more pixels per column or whatever, but more reliable. So interesting hack that they figured out in 36 or whenever they built this stuff up. And I should actually tune my radio up. I'm going to flip that switch so I don't blast your ears. We want pretty good power here, so I'm going to go up, 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 up. All right. Got 100 watts going now when I do transmit, if I do. But it's pretty interesting how this is, I mean, this is good enough for a weak, kind of fading in and out signal. You can pick up what they're putting down. And that was kind of a breakthrough back in the day. You don't need a powerful signal and a powerful radio to transmit some text. It's just neat that these guys do it every Thursday night. They've been doing it for years, too. So that's very cool. So they're calling for anybody to check in now. We'll see if anybody else pops in. Ooh, he's super weak now. We may not be able to do this. The ionosphere is failing us. No. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to make it. Definitely won't be able to have a conversation. Sometimes it do be like that though. You just have to use the radio the best you can, and if you can't use it, you can't use it. Yeah, I think they're shutting it down. Well, that was a good demo of what it looks like anyways. Hellschreiber is pretty cool. Maybe I'll fiddle with my setup a little bit, see if we can get them a little bit stronger next week. So, that. Give you all's ears a little break. Alright. Well, that was a fun experiment. Oh no. Did my camera die? Hang on. No? I think it did. Let's try to fix it. At least I have 2 cameras. I can do that. Do that. Connecting? Maybe? Well, let's play around with the streaming setup while we're streaming. Why do you not want to work? Restart the program? It's trying to connect. I hear the noises. Force close. And that. Ha! Try that. Yay, okay. Live troubleshooting stream on air. That's why you always have 2 cameras, right? So you can at least bullshit it while you fix one. I wonder what happened there. I wonder if I transmitted too much power and it caused the stuff to freak out a little bit. Interesting. I might have to get some more ferrite chokes. These little guys, focus. These go on all your cables, and it's magnetic core material basically, and that suppresses like RF power that gets launched onto your USB cables or whatever. Sometimes you got to just put them on everything to lock down all the RF, because computers don't like high-powered radio signals right next to them, right? Matter of fact, they hate it a great deal. So it's funny, computers make tons of noise on the radio, and the radio blows up USB devices. So it's kind of a little warfare thing. Nargle. What was that? You gonna say hi? If I ignore her for a second. What's up? Hi. You want to go on camera? No, you don't. I'd have to pick her up. She's doing good, though. Hey. Okay, she's gonna piss and moan. She's not in pain, but she'll make noise. Hang on. You wanna say hi? "18 and a half years old. Can you believe? Big fuzzes. Look at those beautiful green eyes with specks of gold. She is. Kind of smell like pee, though. I'm gonna give you a bath this weekend. Happens to the best of us, right? Alright. Can y'all hear the music at all? I can't tell with the meters. At least you wake up, right? Alright, let's bounce out of this. Heard some guys on that mode. Let's work a little bit of FT8. Set our radio up for... Let's try 17 meters. Alright. See if anybody's on here. Fix my radio filters. You want to have the filters wide open for this one. Ooh, there's some strong stations. Let's see who's on here. Okay, cool. It's hard for me to tell because my mix is different in my monitors. I didn't want it to be overpowering at all. Try to get this guy. He's got a very loud signal. Bright red there. Yeah, we got him. Plus 16. Wow, loud as hell. Extremely strong signal levels there. And he is over on the East Coast somewhere. Let's find him. Just made a contact with... Oops. W4 WFC. Who's this guy? Freddy. Man, Freddy's got quite the station. Look at that fine looking gentleman right there with all them big radios. Nice. Tennessee. See, he only got his license 3 years before I did. 88. I got my license in 91. So, yeah, nice. Made a contact. Very good. And this is a band it's around 17 megahertz. It's higher, or 18 megahertz actually. So it's higher. So it goes really far during the day, and then kind of dies around 10 p.m. or midnight local. Still rocking and rolling though. That guy's weak, but he's Russia. That's interesting. What did he look like? 2276. The Russian guy's right there. He's coming in. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna see if we can get this dude. Nope, wrong guy. I want that one. So I will start transmitting in a couple seconds. We'll see. Give it one more shot here. See if we can snag him. Nope, he came back to somebody else. In Japan. That's fine. Well, we tried for the guy halfway across the world. That's fine. Let's try a different band. We're going down in frequency now. To the 20 meter band. A little bit more nighttime friendly. Tune up the radio, looks good. Now this band is going to be extremely busy. This is where everybody hangs out. What's up, Nargle? Hey, are you mad at me? I think it's fake mad. Yeah, you're faking it. See all these stations coming across? Everybody hangs out on this band for this mode. So you can... It's a very fish in a barrel thing. You just click on somebody as fast as you can. Matter of fact, I will clear that off. So that only people looking for contact show up. All these people are already talking to somebody else. All the stuff with the white background. We only care about the colored backgrounds. So... let's try this guy. We've got about 20 watts of power going up towards Canada. Nope, he answered somebody else. Let's go for another one. I'm just clicking people at random here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we got this guy. We're very faint there. Negative 17. Negative 24 is the lowest you can go. So we're kind of down there in the noise on his side, but he's kind of in the noise too on our side. So just not a good path, right, between the two. It happens. That big mirror over the Earth, the like ionosphere we're bouncing this shit off of, it's not consistent, right? It's got hot spots and cold spots and blank spots. But we did land the contact. We'll look him up. Interest started in the Navy, 64. Nice little setup, nice little modest thing going on. Alright. Canterbury, Connecticut. Alright, so we've gotten pretty far with that stuff. Very nice. So we have indeed, as prophesied by the thread title, or the stream title, yeeted some RF. I actually... Let's switch the cameras around. We're going to go to the desk behind here after a short break. And then we're going to get to soldering. I've got a fun project going on. I'm building a setup to connect to a linked network that's called Allstar, which is analog FM. So you just hook it up to a radio, speaker, microphone, and then it's a little tiny computer. I got a little machine over there, but you need to make make like a little USB interface for it, which I've been working on. So I am going to take 5, stretch, spin the camera around and make sure that it looks right, and then we are going to get to soldering up some wires that I need for it, and then we're going to hook it up to a radio, and we're going to try to get this thing working tonight. So give me, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, something like that, and then I will be back at another desk. I don't know how the audio is going to work. Maybe, because I'll be a couple feet away. I didn't think to set up a microphone over there for this, so I'm going to just stretch this one out as most as I can, and then try to narrate what I'm doing with my back turned to everything. We'll see if it works out. I've never tried this before. But anyways, give me just a couple of minutes to spin around and get set up, and then we will take a crack at that. Be right back. Okay, I am back, and we're going to take a shot at this. So, what I'm going to do, let's see if this works. It does. Okay, so the big screen is just an overhead, my hand, and the bottom screen, or the corner screen, is actually my USB microscope, which shows up as a webcam. So let me move my mic first. And like I said, this is going to be a best effort with the audio. I'm going to do what I can, but I'll explain what I'm doing here. So that, just for like a size comparison, so that's a little USB audio adapter that we're trying to mess with. I've already done some work on it, which I'll show you here. So that's a standard USB there. Fills up the whole screen. So what the idea is with this adapter, first of all, it's just got a couple of headphone and microphone jacks there, right? Like any $2 USB dongle sound card that you would use to plug in. So that's the microphone. That's a speaker there with some stuff on top. So what I've done is I've soldered some little trim pots on. These were salvaged from an old junk radio. So that's going to be my sound coming out of the computer going into the radio, right? So the speaker out of the computer to the microphone of the radio. And then this one down here is the speaker out of the radio through another trim pot that I salvaged into the microphone input of the USB device. So I've got that done. The trickiest part of this is that to hook a radio up to a computer, you need three things. You need audio in, you need audio out, and you need something to hit the push to talk button, right? So this is the tricky part, and there's various ways that you can do it. But the way that this particular software works is that that's the sound chip on the USB sound card. You can see how small that chip is, right? So the trick is that this chip has what are called GPIO lines, which are just little digital ins and outs. And that last pin there, you can see that I have very carefully soldered one leg of this resistor onto. That's our push-to-talk logic line. So the computer's going to trigger that from a 0 volts to 5 or whatever when it wants to transmit audio. Now the thing is that's backwards from what the radio wants to see. Radios are put into transmit mode with the push-to-talk button by connecting it to ground. So you need to invert the logic. And also that pin, it's not really designed to push a bunch of current. It's very low current, right? It's like a little tiny tiny data signal. So it goes through a resistor to a very simple 2-cent transistor here. Might be better on the other camera. I'm looking behind myself and trying to get it on camera. Nearly impossible. Yeah, there's a little transistor. So these have 3 wires coming out of them. Find it. 3 wires. So one is just sticking out. That's going to be what connects to the radio. The other one comes from that resistor. This is upside down now. And then the third one is just connected to ground. So when this resistor goes high, when it's got 5 volts from this little chip, that wire that's sticking out is going to go to ground. This is a switch, basically. Very simple circuit. So we've got our logic inversion and also what we call buffering. We're just buffering that really low level, weak signal from the audio chip's logic line. Starts there, and we can switch a lot of current with that transistor, relatively, like 100 times as much, basically. So what we need to do is just use these connectors here and make some cables so I can plug this into the radio I have sitting by me. So I will be switching. Well, I'll leave the microscope on in case we want to use it, so you can see more or less what's going on over here. But I'm going to warm up the soldering iron, and we'll start stripping some wire, and then wiring everything up. So let's get to it. Soldering iron on. Turned up way too hot, I'm sure. Give that a couple minutes. And then I'm just using, this is 4-line telephone wire, most boring shit in the world. But it's good for random projects and stuff. So I'm gonna start stripping this up. We need 2 cables, one for the speaker to the radio, and that'll also have the push to talk signal. And then the other will be the radio to the microphone in. So I'll make 2 of them here real quick. As soon as I find my wire strippers. Damn it. Make it about 1 foot long, something like that. This music's kind of whack. It's like half acoustic chill stuff, half like a Tetris soundtrack. There we go. See, they brought it all together. Alright, let's work on the first cable that's more complex, that's going to have 3 wires. So this has 4 conductors. We're going to just cut off the yellow one because yellow's my least favorite. So we've got black, which is always ground. We use green for push to talk because green means go. And then red will be the audio. So for this, I'm going to use my very fancy little wire strippers. These are awesome. These are from a company called Sunoda. So how these work is they strip on the end, you pull off the end there. And to adjust the size of wire, you spin the little thumb screw there. And the advantage of this is if you're doing a bunch of wires the same size, it's a perfect strip every time. So I'm going to get this set up and then I can just tear through all these. These are really nice pliers. They're a Japanese company. My JDM wire strippers. And then we could actually look. Very nice, no nicks, nothing like that. Cool. So we will solder up those 3 after I set up the other end. Real quick off camera. Bop. Bop. I need to go to the eye doctor, y'all. I've noticed that I've started looking over or under my glasses when I'm doing like close-in stuff. So I got that old man shit going on where you need to I probably need bifocals, sadly. So, let us... I got one kind of shorter end. And that's going to be the connector on the radio, and then the longer end is going to hook up to our little USB thingy. So, let's solder these up to the USB first, because that's more delicate. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this. I'm going to make the ground wire on this a little bit shorter. So I cut off like a 1/4 inch, because that's the most physically, like the strongest connection I'm going to have. So that's going to be like a little bit of strain relief, because this thing is delicate as hell. I don't like these setups with these little sound cards because they're so fragile. There's better ways to do it these days, but these guys like to use these little sound cards. So you basically have to have one to get on this network. So, yeah, let's solder these up. Hopefully you can see a little something. Funky beats. Yeah, they're jamming. Oh, my soldering iron did the annoying thing. If I let it idle too long, it drops temp. And I just have to adjust it up or down 1 degree to get it to kick on again. Give it a sec. Connection 1 looks to be good here. So that's the ground wire soldered on. Next we're going to do green for go on that push to talk line, which is just that transistor wire sticking out there. And I must warn you, my rigging here is very crude. This is some bench stuff. This is a hackathon, not prod server. Let's put it that way. Just doing some little wire bending over here where I can actually see. Come on.
No commercials, no banner ads, no upcoming IPO, just a tasty plate of groove salad from somafm.com.
Thank you, Soma FM, from groovesalad.com. Or the other way around, whatever. There we go. Check that one. So green wire looks to be good. I'm gonna put a little bit more on there. Physically a lot better. Okay. And then we bend up the red wire, which is going to be our audio. The actual sound signal. Bending it off cam here. This wire is kind of annoying actually because it's solid, so it's stiff. But it's what I got on the bench tonight, so whatever. I need to get some nice hookup wire and stuff, but the AliExpress boat has not shown up with my new wire yet, so. Need to get just the right angle on this. I think this will be good. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. RF is radio frequency energy, and welcome to the chat. So yeah, we play radio here. We're playing with electronics that we're gonna hook to a radio here in a little bit. As far as flux goes, I just buy this stuff in bulk. It works well. I don't know about filtering it or anything. It's an interesting idea. I actually should be using some here. Especially on this trim pot that I'm soldering to at the moment, because it is probably 50 years old, maybe 60, because I salvaged it out of an old radio. Oh no, this is good old focus 6040. Yeah, I don't do lead free. Okay, so I use lead free solder when I'm working on lead free like boards or components, because I figure there's no reason to kind of mess them up. But if I'm just making my own electronics or whatever, I use the good 6040 tin lead stuff. So let's get this last wire soldered up. And the iron's got to heat up again because I'm a motor mouth. All right, let's get it. The last one will be the red wire on the center. It's called the wiper of the trim pot. That's the part that actually changes value when you turn that little screwdriver thing. Yeah, I had to mail order my leaded solder for sure. Most of the time, like Micro Center or whatever, which is the shop here, they only have lead free, so it's kind of rough. So one side of this is done. We've got our audio output and our push to talk logic. One final inspection off cam here. I think it's okay. So find my screwdriver here, and now we take a short hop back to the desktop because we need to look something up. So this is going into a microphone plug for a radio which has 8 pins, and we need to figure out which wire goes where. We have Aero Electronics here in Denver, which is very similar. I thought about going down there to see if they'll do will call stuff. That would be nice. So, all right. Do I like this? 8 is mic audio in the middle. Push to talk is to the right. And then 5 is ground. We can do this. Yeah, for sure. Alright, we're going to give this a shot here. And we'll start out with the red wire, which is our microphone audio. It's going to go dead center, and it's the hardest pin to solder on these. So let's relocate my mic again. Spin back around. Let's see if we can do this. Get the lighter away from the soldering iron. So these little connectors, they got 8 pins and they unscrew like so. I'll demo because we need to get this metal shell on the wire first. And I actually don't need the microscope for a little bit, so I can just turn that off. So it comes apart into the connector bit, and then the shell bit. And then this part has to go over the cable, or else we can't get it back on later. And okay, our red wire is going to the middle pin of this, so I will try to solder that up. These are kind of a pain in the ass to solder. There's some little pins, but I can do it. You gonna stay? Man, this thing's taking more heat than I like. There we go. Just tin that wire a little bit. That'll work. Okay. Now to double confirm, looking from the back of the connector, the one well, the one to the right is push to talk. Yeah, I got a little tin on there. It helped. So we're looking from the back of the connector. That notch indicates it's the top. I wish my autofocus was better on this. I don't think it likes all the lights and the reflecty stuff, but the second one there is going to be our... Which one is that? Push to talk. All right. So the green wire, because green means go. Okay. At least at this point I can clip the wire instead of the connector. That first one was kind of hairy. Okay, that cut on there nicely. And then the last one is ground, which I will spin around to confirm here. This is the one right next to it. Easy. And our cable is half done. Well, one of our cables is done. We need two, right? So now what we do, we gotta get the metal shell up on the connector here, and then put the little tiny screw back in. And we're done. That is ready to plug into the mic jack of the radio. So then we need one more just 2 conductor cable that I got to make up real quick here. That's just going to be the radio speaker audio out to the microphone in of this. So give me just a second. I'll strip that off camera. In theory, I could have done this all on one cable because this has 4 wires. But it gets kind of gross because the plugs are on opposite sides of the radio. So I figured I'd just use two hunks of wire. Some radios have one connector that has everything. It's easy to make these cables for those. And for this, we only need 2 wires. I will choose black and red. That sounds good to me. Just a boring speaker line. Alright, let's get this soldered up. We'll go to the USB thing first. And we need a ground on this one as well, so we'll start with that. There we go. These connectors have a lot of metal, so they take some time to heat up. I didn't quite get it. I'm gonna try coming in from the other side, actually. Much easier. And then this one's going to the wiper, or the center connector of this other trim pot here. This is the audio hot line. All right. So the final thing is just putting the speaker connector on there. And again, you always put the connector shell on first, because you'll hate yourself if you don't. And you get it soldered up all nice and pretty, and you're like, shit. And that's the tricky part, is getting the center conductor kind of clamped on there so you can solder it. The shield is easy, but I want to do this one first. Looks good, and then we just get the black wire on the shell, the big gold piece there, easy. Done. Soldering iron off because I'm really bad about forgetting about it. And then move my microphone back over here. Go there. And we screw all the little bits on here. There's a little plastic shield that goes over the pins so they don't short to the metal housing of the connector. Very important to make sure that gets on there. Probably the most important part. And that's it. We have got a sound card to radio interface, and well, I'm just gonna plug this in, and then we're gonna go over to a SSH window and try to configure this thing to see if it actually sees anything. Because I've already got a radio set up over here. Yes, it's on top of my furnace, but my furnace is not on yet. And I'm going to use a USB extension, just because this thing's kind of janky and kind of fragile. Hopefully it'll take some stress off it. Talk about this for a second while I unhook it. This is my packet radio modem TNC thingy. It's a Raspberry Pi with a sound card. Same idea, except it's based off a Raspberry Pi. Has the same cables that we just built. But I don't need packet radio right now because I'm not doing anything with it. So we're going to use the same radio for this other project. Just taking a last look, make sure I don't have any shorts or anything. Looks good. Radio's not powering on, so I'm taking a look here to see what's going on with it. Power connector wasn't plugged in all the way. Alright, now we're going to need to talk to this with another radio. I have another radio. This is a very nice Icom handheld from mid-90s or so. What's cool about this, it's one of the only radios ever that has two antennas. So one side of this radio is just like a walkie-talkie, 2 meter, 5-watt radio. The other side is like a wideband receiver. Like you can pick up FM broadcast, airplanes, cops, all kinds of stuff with this. Well, used to be cops, not anymore. They're all encrypted. So, because we need to talk to this thing with just a regular walkie-talkie, I've got this one. So I'm going to set the other one to the same frequency. And that radio at least sees it. So now, let's get into this, because we need to SSH, and I'm gonna terminal window appearance. Let's make this a whole lot bigger. There we go. Now we can see. So we're SSH into that machine. That's a Dell 3050 Micro right there. That's what we're going to be using for our computer here. And it's named Allstar. So I need to figure out how to configure this. They got a manual online here. Let's see if we can track it down. Installing on W2. 12. Sure. Download, install. I've done all this. ASL-menu. Damn right. Nice. Very, very nice. Excellent. That's exactly what I needed. Thank you. Node settings. Okay, I've already set this up for that. Diagnostics, we'll just do them all. Yay, okay. Great. All right, so in theory, how do I see? Oh God. Trying to see if this is just like online or connected. It's all CLI. There's no web UI. I don't think so. Uh, 136. Well, it's got a default Apache page. That's cool, that whips. Cool, we know all this. Version 3 download, I got all that. I set all this stuff up already. This is just basic Linux setup, I think. Yeah. Ah, here we go. So we need to do the node setup, update. Okay. No DSP, simple USB. Yeah. Okay. Okay, alright, here we go. ASL menu, option 4. And of course it's not there. It's different. Diagnostics? No? Node settings? No? Trash software. Obviously, yeah. Okay, great. That's just editing configs. I haven't restarted since I plugged in the USB shit. Let's do that. So the idea is that after we get this set up, I can use my handheld to connect this to a bunch of other radios. We will see if it works. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it made a little beep. Like on my handheld, which meant that that radio transmitted. Okay. Oh god, I had the wrong camera on. Don't shoulder surf my password. No, I don't give a shit. They still don't have the same options. Okay, so they've changed it since they wrote these docs, obviously. ASL dash. Huh? None of it's there. Why? Simple USB dash tune, I think that's it. Okay. So I gotta take out one of my monitors so I can actually hear my handheld here. Alright. Testing 1, 2, hello. Doesn't hear anything. Testing 1, 2. Okay, so it doesn't have a signal from the radio, like receive audio, basically. That's fine. 3. They have like a test tone. Yeah. First of all, F. Okay. So it does transmit audio out of that radio over the air. That's good. I might have wired that connector wrong too. Let me double check the plug on the back of the radio. check one too. Damn. Well, we got halfway there. That's okay. We still made good progress. I need to go double check the pinout. I think I might have soldered the radio speaker output to the computer input wrong. I gotta double check the pinout on that. I may have been off, so I'm gonna mess with that later on. But we did get outgoing audio working. So that's good. So that is 2/3 of the battle. We have audio going one way and we have push to talk logic, that's the most annoying part. So I am going to call it because I am sweating here under these lights and we made good progress. But I need to clean up the bench and then I'm going to dig into this thing a little bit more and figure out why it can't hear anything because it's really annoying. So that was a fun little sesh. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Take it easy. Thanks for kicking it with me and putting up with my soldery stuff. I've got a new camera coming in this weekend. It's very nice. Supposedly good in low light. So like when I'm over here, it should make all this look a lot better. So I'm excited about that. So thank you all for tuning into the ZCAST. Sunday it'll probably be preempted. I may hop on and stream from my phone a little bit, but I will be camping out in the woods, cooking some stuff. So there'll, at the very least, be a offline video time shifted after I come back from that. And if I don't stream out there on Sunday night, I will be streaming on Monday night because I have Monday off. So thanks everybody for tuning in to the ZCAST. I'm Matty Zed. Y'all keep it real and get your license and then get on the air. We'll catch you soon. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye.